In this day and age, one of the things that greatly impresses vendors is how quickly you can get back to them with an appraisal or proposal. Many agents are juggling multiple tasks a day and can waste a lot of time trying to organise time with vendors to meet and run through proposals. The Mantis Property digital proposal system allows you to create and send beautifully designed proposals to your potential vendors in 4 easy steps. You simply fill in the blanks, choose your marketing items, and send the proposal via email or SMS. The vendor can then view the proposal on their phone, tablet, or computer and select to accept the proposal or request a call back at the click of a button. You can even see when vendors have viewed the proposal and how many times they have. In this short video, we run through how to set up your marketing fees and packages so that they can be easily selected to add to a proposal, set up your proposal template so that you don't have to re-enter the same data every time, how to record an appraisal request, track the status of it, and prepare and send the proposal to your vendors, and how to convert a successful appraisal into a new listing at the click of a button. The first thing that you should do before using the proposal system is to set up your standard marketing fees and packages. This way, when you're creating proposals, you can simply select from the options that you have to add them to the proposal before sending to your vendor. So the first thing that I'm going to show you how to do is to set up your marketing fees and packages. To do this, you go into Preferences, and then Marketing Items and Fees. Your marketing items and fees or packages are the items that you charge a vendor when they engage you to list their property. This is where you can set up your compulsory items or packages and also items that they can select from. So the first thing that I'll show you is the individual items. If we click in here, you can add items and select what their fees are. To do this, you just click on Add New Item, and it might be something like a signboard. You select whether it's a fixed price or a REA product. So if you're connected to realestate.com.au, we can actually pull in pricing of specific REA products. So for here, we'll just select fixed price. We'll put in 150. And then you select which types of properties that it relates to. Select those 4. This is important here because when preparing a proposal for someone, it will automatically look up which of these marketing items are available for the type of property that you're doing an appraisal on. So we'll click Add Item, and that's added that item there. You can drag and drop the order that you want these items shown in. Now with any of these items, you have the option of choosing REA product or fixed price. If you choose REA product, it will connect into your realestate.com.au account and pull in any products that they've given access to for your agency. If you're on a model where you get charged a fee depending on the location of the listing, this will work with your proposals automatically. So when you prepare a proposal for someone and you've selected one of those options, it will go and look up what the current price for that area for that listing is for the REA product that you've selected, and it will automatically work that price out for you. So that way you don't have to set up individual fees for each of the areas that you're listing in. The other section of this is the packages. So in packages, you can actually create a package that vendors can select from, and that package can then be made up of one or more of the items that you've set up. With a package, then you can select a fixed fee so that you can bundle a bunch of items together for a specific fee. If your package is made up of any REA items, you can also set it to calculate the price based on the individual items within that package, and that will work with the REA dynamic pricing. So to create a new package, you simply click Add New Item. You give the package a name and a description. For the option, you choose whether you want it as an initial package or an extra option. So if you've selected packages to be initial packages, you could set up a number of those, and then on the proposal, that allows the vendor to choose one of the initial packages. For example, you might have a standard listing and then a couple of other packages that they can choose from, and then they can choose one of those when they're accepting the proposal. With the price model, you either select fixed price, where you can just put in a fixed price for that whole package, or combined price of individual items, and this will add up the price of each of the items within the package. Under this, it'll list all of your items that you have available, and you basically just tick whichever items you want as part of that package. And then finally down here, where it says applies to, you tick what types of listings that package will be available to. So that's how you set up your pricing for your packages and items. The next thing we need to do is make sure that your salespeople are set up with profiles, as this information is pulled automatically into the proposals. So to do this, you go into Preferences and User Accounts. You select the agent that you want to edit the profile on, and up here is a tab that says Profile. If we scroll down to the bottom here, it has profile information where you can put this in, and also an option to upload a photo. When this agent prepares a proposal, it'll automatically attach this information to the end of the proposal with the photo, profile, and contact details. The next thing I'll do is show you how to set up your proposal templates. So to do this, you go into Preferences, Account Settings, and then Proposals. You can set up an individual template for each of your listing types. So we're going to go into the residential for sale listing type here. And here's a template that we've already set up. So here we can specify what the different headings and blocks of text will say. We can use placeholders for the property address and the vendor's name, and it will automatically populate that information. When you get to the marketing schedule, it will show you all your available options, such as the package selection, any compulsory or optional items, and you just tick what you want to be the default for that listing type when preparing a proposal for that listing type. Down here you can put in your standard information on your commission structure, indicative value, any other data that you want, and then at the bottom you can put in whatever your disclaimer is. So once you've set all that up, you just click Save Changes down the bottom. That will then ensure that any new proposals that you create for this specific listing type will be automatically pre-populated with all of this data and those marketing item selections. You can then of course change those for individual proposals, but this can save a lot of time rather than having to re-enter this data every time you do a proposal. The next section I'll show you is the appraisal section and how to actually create and send a proposal. So appraisals are in the leads section over here. We're just going to leads and appraisals. With appraisals, you can create new appraisals, or if you have it connected up to your website, you can actually receive appraisals from your website, which will automatically populate as new requests in here. When you create a new appraisal, you can give it a listing type, assign it to a specific salesperson, add the property or select the property if it already exists in your database, and the same thing for the contact, and then put in any notes. If we go to edit an existing appraisal request, we'll see that it's automatically connected in. Because we've got it connected to Price Finder, it's automatically pulled in the property information, such as the photo on Price Finder, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, even sales and rental valuation. So a lot of data automatically gets pulled in there. If we want to prepare a proposal for this, you just go into Proposals here and click on Create New Proposal. In here, it'll just ask you for the proposal date, what you want the name of the proposal to be, and the expiry date, and it automatically populates that information, but you can override it if you want. Then you click continue. This now creates the proposal, and as you can see here, it's pulled in all the information from the template that we had, and you can override any of this just by typing over the top of any of it. You can also jump to any of the 4 steps here, but I'm going to run through what each of the steps are. So the first section is your introduction that shows at the top of the proposal what the title is, what your text is. The next section is a photo gallery. So if you don't upload any photos to the proposal, then it will automatically use the Google map instead of a photo on the front page of the proposal. Otherwise, if you've connected up to Price Finder, it'll pull in the first image and will show that as the main image. You can also add as many photos as you want. So if you have multiple photos for that property and you want to show them on the proposal, you can add those here. So we'll just go to the next step. This is where you can add your comparable sold listings and your comparable for sale listings. If this was a rental appraisal or a rental proposal, then you can add in your recently leased listings and anything else that's on the market. So this is smart enough to know what type of property that you're preparing a proposal for, and will automatically pull in the relevant data. To add comparable sold listings, if you're using Price Finder, then you can click Add from Price Finder. This will automatically connect out to Price Finder and find similar sold properties in the area. You can then filter by the distance, date, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, car spaces, even the price ranges. So we'll just select 4 of those and click Add to Proposal. This has now added those to the proposal. You can also add from your own listings by clicking that. You can select from your own listings. If you want to add them manually, as in uploading a photo and entering in the data manually, you can click Add Manually here. The same thing goes for comparable for sale listings. So these are listings that are on the market at the moment to compare against. Again, you can click on Add from Price Finder if you're connected to Price Finder. Otherwise, you can add them from your own listings or add them manually. So here, this is doing a similar search as before, but this time it's searching for properties that are currently on the market. So we'll just click through those, add 4 of those to here. Okay, so now you've got your comparables. We'll move on to the next step. This is the section where you can put in your marketing strategy, fees, and commission structure. Now the great thing about this is it's pulled in all of this information from the template, so that way you don't have to re-enter it all. It's automatically set up the marketing schedule based on what the template is, but in here you can go and select or deselect any of these options here. I'll just explain what the different options on the marketing schedule are too. With the package selection, if you select one or more packages here, then this will show up as a drop-down box on the proposal where the vendor has to select one of those packages to accept the proposal. The next section here is compulsory items. So anything you ticked here will show as being compulsory as part of the proposal. So they're things that the vendor can't deselect. It'll be showing that this will be included as part of the listing. And the next section here is optional items. So here's where you can select optional packages or optional individual items. And they're things that the vendor can choose from. So they might be things like listing upgrades, larger signboards, that sort of thing. As we scroll down here, you can then put in what you want the heading for the commission structure to be and then any description there. In here you can select the commission type, whether it's a percentage, a fixed fee, or other, and put in the value there. Indicative value, so then you can put in what you believe the property is worth. And then finally the disclaimer. Then you just click next. So the proposal is now being completed and it's ready for review and sending to the vendor. So before sending to the vendor or the owner, you can click on preview and this will show you exactly what the proposal will look like when the vendor receives it. So I've clicked on preview here, and as you can see, it has your logo at the top, your introduction, information about the property, the previous sales in your area, properties currently on the market, the indicative value, all the other information that you've added to it. Here are your selections here where they can select what package they want. They can also select any of the options to add on, the information about your commission structure, then all your details here. Then they can simply click accept or request a callback. If they click accept, that will send you a message to say that the proposal's been accepted. If they click request a callback, it will send you a message straight away saying that that vendor has asked you to call them back regarding that proposal. When you're ready to send it to the owner, you simply go to this step 4 and click send to owner. That then automatically populates both an email and an SMS ready to go to that owner. And all you do is you click send email or send SMS, and that will send them the information along with a link taking them to that proposal where they can either accept the proposal or they can request a callback. If you go into the proposals, it'll also show you here how many times the vendor has viewed that proposal and when was the last date that they actually viewed that proposal. So that way, if you don't hear anything from them, you can at least see whether they're looking at the proposal or not. So once the proposal's been accepted, that's when you can prepare your engagement documents. So say for instance, if you're in Queensland, that would be a Form 6. In other areas, it's depending on the forms that's required for your location. So you go into documents here. If you're connected to REI forms, then you can click on create REI form and create a Form 6 there. If you do that, then you can send that off to the vendor to digitally sign. Once that's created, then you can create your listing. Alternatively, if you don't have REI forms, you can manually upload your Form 6 or whatever your engagement document is within here. So hopefully this video has shown you how easy it is to prepare and send off proposals to your vendors. And if you can imagine, all of this is done without leaving your computer or tablet, so that you can prepare proposals and send them off to vendors without physically needing to drive out to them and present them. This can save you a lot of time and allow you to get a lot more proposals out to potential vendors and therefore do a lot more business within a day.